Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss problem number 48. The question is, a circular lamina of 50 mm diameter rests on HP such that one of its diameter is inclined at 30 degrees to VP and 45 degrees to HP. Draw its top and front views in this position. This is the question that they have given. So here the type of lamina is circular lamina and the size of the circle is, the diameter he has given it as 50 mm. Okay, 50 millimeter diameter circular lamina we are having. Okay, this is the type of lamina what we are having in this question. So next thing is, so we will solve the problem in three positions. The first position is the normal position. So we have to identify in which plane the lamina is resting. So whether it is resting on, in what position it is resting, that we have to identify it. Okay. So if I just go through this question, a circular lamina of 50 mm diameter rests on HP. So it is resting on which plane? It is resting on HP. Okay. So here we will not get anything. So something like, so whether side resting or corner resting, because circle it is a curved surface. Okay. So now, so we have understood that resting, the lamina is resting on HP with one of its point as a resting point. Okay. So now I will take this as my lamina. So this is the lamina that I will consider. So I'll place this lamina on HP like this. Okay. So it is resting on HP. Okay. Now if you observe this lamina from the top, it looks like a circle. And if I observe this lamina from the front, it looks like a line. That is, so horizontal line we will get. Okay. So top view it looks like a circle and front view we will get it as a line. Okay. So this is the normal position without any inclination. The point which will take towards my left hand side, so that I call it as my resting point. So I'll take one point on the circumference of the circle that will act as my reference point or my resting point. So this is what we have to do first. Okay. So I'll do the construction for this first position. So I'll take the XY line. So I have taken the XY line here. So with respect to this XY line, I have written VP above the XY line and HP below the XY line. It says that we are doing the solution in the first quadrant. Okay. So now after taking the XY line, you choose any one appropriate point. So and with respect to this appropriate point, with the help of the protractor, so you need to measure 90 degrees. Okay. With respect to this 90 degree point, I have taken one vertical line, that thin line that I have drawn. Okay. So after drawing this thin line, so what I have done is, so with the help of the compass and the scale, so you measure 25 mm because the diameter is 50 mm. I need to take the radius distance. You choose any one point on this vertical line. So with respect to that point, I have drawn the circle of what diameter? 50 mm diameter. Okay. So now what I have to do is, so I need to divide this circle into 8 parts. So it is because, so if I go to the second position, in this second position, the shape of this lamina, that is circular lamina, will changes to ellipse. In order to draw the ellipse smoothly, I am going to divide the circle into 8 parts. So how to divide? Total angle of the circle is 360 degrees. I need to draw a line for each and every 45 degrees in order to obtain 8 parts. So what I'll do is, I'll take the protractor. I'll place my protractor at the center point along that vertical line. So with respect to this point, so I will mark the lines for each and every 45 degrees. So from this as 0, I will take one 45 degree point. So here I will mark one point. Next again plus 45, it is 90 what I will get. So plus 45 from 90, I will get 135. So I will get 3 points here. So what I will do now next is, so take the scale, with the help of the scale, you draw a lines such that the line has to pass through these points. So this 45 degree point, so that should touch your 45 degree point from the center of the circle. Okay. I will not extend from here I will take. Again from 90 degree point, so I need to take the lines. So I am dividing this circle now into 8 parts. So now the last one is this 135 degree point. So with respect to this point, what I'll do is, I'll take the lines, I'll divide the circle. So this is how we are going to divide the circle into 8 parts. Okay. So next thing is, so this is about the top view. So I'll do the dimensioning now. So extend the extension lines. With respect to this extension lines at an angle of perpendicular to these lines, I'll take my dimension line. So this is my dimension line and these are the terminations. So here I'll write the value. So before that you extend this, so you erase this extra projection. So what I have got, so and you mark diameter as 50 mm. Okay, so after doing this much, so we have to do the namings. So the resting point I call it as A. So since it is my top view, I should not put dashes. So I'll do the namings in the cyclic order. So either you can take clockwise or counterclockwise, that is up to you. So I am going in the anti-clockwise direction. A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. So these are the namings that I have done. So this completes the top view. Now I will go with the front view. How to obtain the front view? Take the projections from each and every corner, every point here, not the corner. So if I extend the projection line from point B, it also passes through H. So already I am having a line here with respect to C and G. So now I'll take projections from D and F. Finally I am having the projections with respect to E. So I'll join all of them here in the front view. So you make this portion as dark. So totally 2, 3, 4 fragments you will get. Okay, so this portion has to be dark. So how to do the namings? So with the help of the top view I should do the namings here. So this point is A, so I'll get it as A dash. So next is B and H are there on same line. So H is nearer to the x-line, so hence I should place that H inside the brackets. B dash of H dash. This is C dash of G dash. This is D dash of F dash, and finally I am having E dash. Okay, so this is about the front view. So if I measure the length of this front view, it will be equal to the size of the diameter, that is 50 mm itself. Okay, so this completes the first position, normal position. So we have to identify in which plane the lamina is resting and how it is resting. Okay, so now if I go to the second position, so how to take, whether I should take the inclination with respect to HP or VP. So I have written it here. So it is visible as a circle in the top view in the first position. So it means top view falls on HP. So hence I should take the condition with respect to HP. What is the condition with respect to HP? The diameter, one of its diameter is inclined to HP at 45 degrees. So if I say in the second position, if the diameter is getting inclined, entire lamina will get inclined. I will show that now. Okay. So I should take the inclination with respect to HP. So that angle of inclination he has given it as 45 degrees. Okay. So now I'll show with the help of this lamina here. So first position, it is a normal position. I'll consider this point as A. This is A and this point will be, and this will be E. Okay. B, C, D and E. So this point will be E. Okay. So I am considering the diameter. One of the diameter means A is the diameter that I am considering it here. Okay. So now this is the position of the lamina that I was having. So in the first position, so with this as A as the resting point, I should move this lamina to the second position. If I move this lamina, even the front view and top view both will move. Okay. So now, if I see this lamina from the front, still it is a horizontal line. What I should do now? I should incline this entire lamina with respect to HP, because it looks like a circle in HP. I should make the inclination with respect to HP now. So what is the angle of inclination he has given? He has given it as 45 degrees. So slowly what I'll do? So I'll tilt this diameter. If I tilt this diameter, so your entire lamina will get tilted to an angle of 45 degrees to HP. So whatever the front view that I was having, that as horizontal line in the first position, so that will get tilted. The same length front view will get tilted to an angle of 45 degrees. So this is the position of the lamina that I am having. So this is about the front view. Front view, it looks like an inclined line, okay, to an angle of 45 degrees. What about its top view? In the first position it was a circle. So as it makes an angle with respect to HP, so the shape of the lamina will changes and it will get converted to ellipse. You can observe the shadow below this. Okay, so we are getting the shape as an ellipse. So now this is the second position what he has given. So now let us construct that. So what I should do? I should place the resting point A dash on HP, so on the x-line, sorry. So somewhere on the x-line I'll take one point. I'll choose one suitable point. I call that point as my resting point A dash. with respect to that point with the help of the protractor. So you need to mark 45 degrees. So with respect to this 45 degree point, I will draw one thin line. Okay. So now what I should do? I should obtain the remaining corners on that 45 degree line. How to obtain them? So with the help of the compass, you take the dimensions first. So from A to E, A dash to E dash, you take the dimensions. Take the length from A dash to E dash, place at A dash, and you cut the arc. So the first arc is E dash. So next what I need to do, I'll take all the dimensions from A dash itself, A dash to D dash of F dash. Take the dimensions, take the length from A dash to D dash of F dash, place at A dash, and you cut the arc. Okay. Next is A dash to C dash of G dash, the center line. Place at A dash, if cut the arc. Okay. Next again, at last, A dash to B dash of H dash. Place at A dash, and you cut the arc like this. Okay. Do the namings. This point will be B dash of H dash. So this point will be C dash of G dash. This will be D dash of F dash. And finally I am having at last E dash. So this is about the front view. You make this portion as dark line. So make them dark. And you show the angle of inclination, that is 45 degrees. This is about the front view. So how to obtain the top view now? I need to take the projections from the second position front view and first position top view. So I need to take the vertical projections first. I'll go with the vertical projections. Take the projections properly. And finally from point E. These are the vertical projections that I have taken. So extend the horizontal projections to the required positions. So G, I will get G dash at the center. Next is H to F. F is second line. So this is what I'll get. Next is AE. I'll get E, the extreme point. Next is B and D. Finally, I am having C. Okay, so these are the projections that I have got. So what I need to do next is do the namings. So this point is A dash is here. These two will intersect at this point. A dash, this should not be dash because it is my top view. This point is B. C, I'll get it here. D, E, this is F, G, and H I'll get here. So this is how I need to obtain all the corners. Now I should join all these points in order to obtain the ellipse. Smooth ellipse I should get. This is what I'll get in the second position top view. So try to draw it as smooth as possible. So this has to be a curve. So I'll get it like this. Okay. So this is the diameter. AE is the diameter that I need to consider. So extra projections if you are having, so you erase them in the second position. Okay. So this completes the second position, inclination with respect to HP. So front view will get inclined, so okay, to an angle of 45 degrees, and in the top view the circular line will look like an ellipse. Okay, so now I need to go with the third position. So third position is what? Condition with respect to VP. what I should do? So the condition what he has given, so its diameter is inclined to VP at an angle of 30 degrees. Okay. So now since he is talking about the diameter, so diameter is inclined to VP at 30 degrees. Okay, we need to check whether the length of the diameter is changing from first position to second position or not. Okay, so why we are considering is because, so he is just telling the diameter, he is not talking about the appearing diameter. We will get two diameters here. So this is the actual diameter. This is the actual diameter. And this is the appearing diameter. So this is the appearing diameter I will get. So if he is telling just as the diameter is inclined to VP at an angle of 30 degrees, so he will be talking about the first position diameter. Okay, but when you redraw the figure in the third position, so we should not consider the first position figure. We always need the second position diameter. So second position, whatever it is, diameter or the sides or the corners, whatever it is. So we always look for the second position lengths or the dimensions or the points. Okay. But here he is talking about first position. So now let us check whether the size from the first position and the size of the second position of the diameter remains same or whether it changes. If the size remains same, so we will not get any locus. If the size is varying from first position to the second position, okay, so we will get it as a locus. So now first position diameter, I have written it as 50 already. So let us see the appearing diameter, how much we are getting in the second position. So if I measure here, I am getting it as 34 mm. So you can observe the changes here. So second position, I have got it as 34. So this is the value I am getting. Since there is a variation of length from first position to the second position, so I should consider this problem as a locus problem, or you call it as beta angle problem. So in the third position, I have written it here clearly. So since the diameter is inclined to VP, whose length varies from first position to the second position, hence it is a locus problem. We have to consider it as a locus problem. So how to do this problem is the construction. So first what we need to do, so we need to take the inclination, angle of inclination what he has given. So he has given it as 30 degrees. So with respect, consider any one point on the XY line and you mark 130 degree line like this. So I have driven it already. So what I need to do next is, so now with the help of the compass, I need to take the diameter length from the first position. Take the diameter length from A to E. Okay. So you choose any one point here on this 30 degree line and you cut the arc. You cut one simple arc on this 30 degree line. So this is the reference point that I have taken. With respect to this reference point, I have cut the arc. Now with respect to this arc, what is the length of that arc that I have taken? That is the first position diameter length, that is 50 mm. So there is nothing to do with this diameter length because we will always redraw the second position figure, not the first position. Okay, so this much we have to understand. So what I need to do is, with the help of this same reference point, I need to obtain the size of the required diameter, that is from the second position. Take the diameter length from A to E in the second position. So from where I have taken? With respect to the point A. So you place your compass at the same reference point what I have taken earlier. So with respect to that point, you cut the arc and see where that arc will intersect that locus line. Okay, the point where it intersects, so that is the position where we have to name. So first point is A and the second point is B. Okay, now we have to draw a line in such a way that the line has to pass through this point E, A, and it should touch your XY line. Okay, so it creates a new angle with respect to the XY line. I call this angle as beta angle. Okay, so now this is the distance I have got. So AE. So with respect to this AE, I need to obtain the remaining 6 corners of the second position figure. So you can observe here. So BH, CG, FD. So BH are there on same single line. CG are there on same single line. DF are there on same single line. Okay. Okay, so all these three vertical lines are intersecting the AE line at some point. So that intersection point I will give the namings. So this intersection point I call it as 1. So second intersection point I call it as 2, and the third intersection point I call it as 3. I will obtain this 1, 2, 3 points which are lying in between A and E. Okay, so with the help of the compass I will cut those arcs. So first 1 to A I will take. So take it very carefully. So place at A and you cut the arc, so that you'll get 0.1. Next what you'll do is take the distance from 2 to A. From where I am taking 2 to A. A is the known point, so place at A and you cut the arc. Okay. Finally you take the distance from A to 3. Place at A and you cut the arc. So this is how we need to obtain the 3 corner. First corner after A is 1. So this is 2 and this point is 3. So with respect to these points 1, 2 and 3. So with respect to this AE line, I need to draw a perpendicular line. So you can observe here. So BH is perpendicular to AE. With respect to which point? Point 1. So hence I need to draw perpendiculars with respect to these points 1, 2 and 3. So place your protractor along the beta angle line at point 1 and you mark 90 degrees. 90 degree point. Now again with respect to point 2, similarly with respect to point 3, so you mark it very carefully. Okay, now you extend the lines. So with respect to this point and point 1, I will extend the line on either sides like this. Now with respect to the second point, from point 2, take the position and I will extend the line on either sides. So at last with respect to the third point, from point 3, extend the line on either sides. This is how we have to redraw. So now I should take the dimensions. So take the dimensions from 1 to H. So it will be same from 1 to B, and the sizes will be same from 3 to F as well as 3 to D as well. So now with respect to point 1, what I'll do is I'll cut the arc on either sides of this perpendicular line. So similarly with respect to point 3 also, I need to cut the arc on either sides. Okay, now this will change from 2 to G and it will be same for 2 to C as well. Okay, so place at 2, you cut the arc and you cut one more arc on the other side. So this is how we need to obtain all the 8 corners. Okay, now I will do the namings. All the namings should be there in the cyclic order. Check that always. This point will be B, C, D, E is there already. This is F, G and finally H. Again we need to draw a smooth curve here, so that it looks like an ellipse. So this is how we will get in the top view, third position top view. Okay, so only thing that is remaining now is to show the front view. Okay, so with the help of this lamina I will show once, that is better. So first position, I will repeat, first position is normal position. Second position, I have tilted the lamina to HP at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, so in the third position what I have done is, so the diameter passing through the resting point, so this is the diameter, A is the diameter. So if I go to the third position, so as I move from second position to the third position, the shadow below also will move. Okay, So in the third position, what I need to do? I need to rotate this lamina and incline the lamina to VP at an angle of 45 degrees. If I rotate this lamina, the shadow is getting rotated. It means the second position figure we need to redraw, right? So if I need to obtain the second position figure, so here in this case he is not talking anything regarding the second position figure. He is talking about the first position figure. Since there is a variation of length, I need to go with the beta angle. So we need, with the help of the first position diameter length, I need to obtain the second position diameter length, and I need to obtain that beta angle. So this is how we have redrawn. Till here we have reached. So now let us see what happens to its front view at last. Okay, so it is very simple. In order to take the front view, so only thing is we need to take the projections. First I will go with the horizontal projections because I will get only 4 lines. If you take vertical projections, you will get 8 lines. So this is the projection from C dash of G dash. This is the horizontal projections from D dash of F dash, and finally I am having E dash. Okay. Now you take the vertical projections to the required position. So first point is A to A dash. Next is B. Where is B? B is the second line. So I'll extend it till there. Next is C. C is the center line. Next comes the D. D point, I'll get it last but one line. E is the topmost line. Next comes the F. F is last but one line. Next comes G. G is the center line. And finally the H. H is the first line above the XY line. So this is how I need to obtain all the corners. I'll do the namings quickly. This is A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash, G dash, and finally H dash. Okay. Now we will join all these 8 corners with the help of smooth curve, and that should look like a curved surface. So this is how the circular lamina looks like when it is inclined to HP at 45 degrees and to VP at 30 degrees. Okay, so I have completed everything except the measurement of beta angle. So place your protractor along this XY line and you measure the beta angle. So I am getting it as 45.5, hardly 45 degrees. I call this as, I take it as 45 degrees. So beta I am getting it as 45 degrees. So that will be the answer what they have asked. Okay, this completes the solution for problem number 48. Thank you Anand.